Hey students, it's Miss Henschel here. I am going to go over our slope formula. So we've been learning slope. Um, we are today going to look at or continuation of the rise over run. As you read your notes here, it is the same as the change of y over the change of x. What I want you to remember is the change of y is your up and down motion, and your change of x is left and right. Okay, it's the same exact thing that we've been doing on a graph here, where you are rising and running. Rising and running. That's the same as what I just said here. So we are going up or down, and then you go right or left. Okay, so what we're doing today is they are giving you a formula. You're not going to always have a nice little graph to look at. Here is your formula. And the way that I'm going to say it is just a shorthand way. So this is a formula that they will give you on the milestones. It is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, okay? So the x2 minus x1, sometimes they say x sub 2 and y sub 2. Okay, so I'm going to just shorten it by saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 instead of being fancy and saying the sub part. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to look at some examples that are here in this foldable. This foldable should be going on page 26 in your notebook. If you do not have a printer, that is fine. I just want you to just follow along on this video so you understand what we're doing. Okay, so like I said, they're not going to give you an actual graph to graph on. If you do have a graph, shoot, go ahead and take these points and put them on a graph. Or you can remember your actual formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and how you're going to do that is you're going to set it up as x and y is your 1 and 2, and your 11 and 7 is also your x and y. But the 1 and 2 are your first points. Okay, so you're going to use that and use your first points, and then your second one here is your second points. So they're both 2's. So you're going to take this information and you're going to plug it right into the formula. So y2 is your 7 minus y1, which is your 1. And you're going to put that over your x2, which is 11, and you're subtracting your x1, which is 1. So 7 minus 1 here is your 6, and 11 minus 1 is your 10. Remember, you are always simplifying your fractions if needed. So 6 and 10 are both even numbers, so you're going to divide them both by 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So 3/5 is your new slope, okay? Remember, slope is going to go where the M spot is. We will work more on that in the upcoming days. M refers to your slope. So if it's a positive slope, remember, it needs to be a positive line. Positive slope, positive line, okay? And when we're plugging these into the formula itself here, you need to be careful with your integer rules and subtracting negatives, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the second one, xy, 1, 1, 2, 2, and I'm plugging it into my formula right here, or it's on the left-hand side too. So you have y2, negative 10, you're subtracting 8. And then on the bottom, you have 6 minus, that's in the actual formula, negative 3. So negative 10 minus 8 is negative 18. And you're dividing that into 6 minus a negative 3. So double negatives, it's going to become a positive. 6 plus 3 then is 9. You need to simplify that, and 9 can go into both the top and the bottom. Okay? You can also use 3, but then you're going to have to simplify it twice. So 9 goes into negative 18, negative 2, and 9 goes into 9 once. Okay? Plug this right into your calculator. Negative 2 divided into 1 is negative 2. So negative 2 is your slope, and it says the direction of the line. So if it's a negative slope, remember it goes downward in a downward fashion. All right, so I got 2 more here on these notes. Looking at the next one here, so we're using that same exact formula. X, Y, 1, 1, 2, 2. So we have 3 minus 3. And then for your x2's, we got negative 4 minus 2. Okay? 3 minus 3 is 0. And negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Okay? The notes we did the other day, or if you're in period 5 or 6, you did them on your own on Monday on my prior videos. So if you have 0 divided into negative 6, if you put that into your calculator, you're going to actually get a 0. So what that means is that you're going to have that 0 slope. Remember that 0 slope is a horizontal line. The horizontal line is that line you would not mind running your myelin and PE that I talked about in class. All right, so we got one more. Okay, so same exact process, just label everything. The students that tend to not label their coordinates tend to get something wrong. So my suggestion is to walk through it until you know what you're doing. Okay, so negative 6 is my y2, negative 6, and we are subtracting my negative 2. Okay, and then on the bottom, you're going to have x2, negative 5, and we're subtracting a negative 5. Double negatives, that becomes positive, so negative 4 is the top. You can plug that right into your calculator, and then you got a double negative once again, so negative 5 plus 5 then becomes 0. Okay? If you plug this into your calculator, you will notice that you're going to get an error code. An error code does not mean your answer is wrong. What that just simply means is you're going to have an undefined slope, straight up and down like the wall. Okay? So just to repeat what we have here, this number 3 is your 0 slope, and that's fine. So the other day I said that is okay. 0 on the top is fine. It's okay. If you have the undefined, that is N-O, N-O. We cannot have that. So that's why, therefore, there is an error. I hope you can understand a little bit of what's going on here. Hopefully you are able to plug in your coordinates into this slope, try to figure out what kind of slope we have by plugging it into the formula that we have here. So I'm going to have the next video, we're going to practice a little more, and then I'm going to have you do some on your own, and then of course, like we run class, you're going to do something for a grade. Thanks for tuning in.